everyone, and welcome to Lauren Reed Color. Thanks so much for joining me for another Saturday Snippets. In today's video, we're going to be continuing our Sealife page in Daydreams by Hanna Karlzon. But before then, I thought I would show you some of the pages that I've been working on this week. It was relatively quiet as I have sort of gone back to work. I've been marking exams and papers and preparing for the next semester, which will begin the second week of March. So it's been a bit busy, and I actually only managed to work on 2 pages. One is a page that I completed, and another is the page that I started, and I hope to finish by the end of February. So let me show you that. The page that I finished this week is in Creative Haven Gorgeous Goddesses by Marty Noble. This was a previously untouched book for me, so I'm glad to have another untouched book colored in. Anyway, I colored this for my own hashtag, which is Creative Haven Feb 2026. For this hashtag, I'm coloring all of my previously uncolored Creative Haven books or Creative Haven books that have not gotten enough love. Everyone is welcome to join. You can color in any Creative Haven book that you have in your collection and tag me. Anyway, the page that I did is this one. It is the Norse goddess Freya in her chariot being drawn by these cute cats. Originally, I started out doing a tutorial by coloring with Alena. So the cloudy sunset sky is actually based on her video. I strongly recommend checking out her channel. She's fabulous. But after that, I sort of veered away from her coloring because I wanted different colors to the dress and I wanted the cats to be different. So except for the sunset sky, all of the other elements are my own creative addition. I used polychromos pencils and some Prismacolors, and on the dress I used a little bit of watercolor marker smudged over the pencil to create that faded effect, and I used a silver gel pen. So it's got a little bit of shine to it. Anyway, I really loved coloring this page throughout the week. It took me a week because I was coloring in between doing work things. So that is the page I completed in Gorgeous Goddesses. The other page that I worked on is in Die Welt unter die Lupe Zulande by Rita Berman, The World Under the Magnifying Glass. And I am doing, it is right at the beginning, it is the title page. So Jess at Coloring Bumblebee has a hashtag called Tackle the Title Pages. So I thought that this was another great opportunity to do another title page in a book. And it's small, so I can probably finish it before the end of the month. So 2 birds, 1 stone. Anyway, for this I am using Castle Arts pencils, and I got this rose gold look so far. I'm thinking of doing the butterfly black and yellow, and then the inside of the magnifying glass either a purplish blue. Yes, or just a purple. I'm not sure yet. One or the other. And then I have to decide if I want to do a background. I might do the same purplish blue or purple that I put in the center of the magnifying glass a little bit around the image itself. I'm not going to do the entire background, the entire page. It's going to be a limited background. Anyway, that's the page that I worked on as well. And now we're going to move on to today's coloring in Daydreams. Before we get started on our page, I just want to show you that I've added a couple of pencils to our color palette, and these pencils are based on this green color. Okay, so it's the light sea green. Let me just get our palette. This is our palette. Before, I had used light aqua, aquamarine, and cobalt turquoise for this sea green color, but I felt that we needed colors that are a little bit more green. These are a little bit more blue, and I wanted ones that were a little bit more green. So I have added light green, parrot green, and peacock green, all in Prismacolors to our palette. All right, and we are going to use those pencils, yes, on our page. So let me just show you what we've done so far. This is what we've done, okay? We've done these sea urchins, okay? And we did all of these round items on the bottom. I'm not even sure what they're called, if they even have a scientific name. And we did these fat little seaweeds. And today we're going to move on and we're going to do this sea anemone and this sea anemone. And if we have time, we will move up the page as well. And I thought that we would use those green colors together with some purples. So that's what I've got here in my current elastic band. Okay, so I've got some greens and some purples, and we're going to apply them to this anemone. Okay, as always, this is a chatty video, so if you are not interested in my random ramblings, please feel free to mute me and put on your favorite music and just color along, or you can listen to me go on and on. Okay, I'm going to zoom in and we're going to get going. Right, we are starting with light green, and I'm just going to put a light layer of this over this entire bottom part of the sea anemone, going in between all of these seaweeds. Okay, so let's just get started with that. Yeah, so today is Saturday, and I'm hoping you are all enjoying the weekend. Those of you who have been awake for a while, and those of you who have only just woken up. Yeah, so as I was saying before, I had quite a busy week. I didn't really have that much time to color, because I was working. So yeah, the week before the beginning of the semester and the week of the beginning of the semester are always so hectic. So I had to wait for the IT department to open up the Moodle sites, because I need to start uploading material. And they finally did it, which I'm very pleased about. Okay. Next color is parrot green. Okay, so I want to leave sort of like a glow in the middle. So we're just putting this color around here. Yeah, so I was very busy doing that. Some of my students had the second sitting of their exams. That was last Friday, so I was busy marking. Other students had the first sitting of a different exam, 20th century literature, so I was marking that. I was quite pleased with them. They did a good job, most of them. Some of them, not so much, and we'll have to take the test again, but that's okay. Yeah, so I was doing all of that, and it's, sometimes we have to put the coloring aside for real life. But I still, as you saw, I still managed to color some. I like to try to color every day, even if it's only, for half an hour. I'm seeing things that need coloring in. Okay, now we're going to go in with the peacock green. Okay. I can hear the kids playing outside. Yeah, so that was my work week. And when I wasn't working or coloring, I was reading. So I was reading, I'm almost finished, in fact. I think I've only got like a couple of chapters left. I'm reading Bonded in Death by J.D. Robb. It is book number 57, I want to say. Perhaps 58 in the In Death series. I've been reading that book series for a while, for quite a few years. I belong to a group on Goodreads where we were reading it together, and then we were all caught up and waiting for the next book. Okay, we're going back in with our light green, just to blend some of this out. And yeah, so now we just, read the books when they come out. Although I think the group is starting up from the beginning again. It's one of those series where you can just, read the books over and over. I'm also going to get some of the Polychromos Dark Indigo to put into the shadow areas. 1 second. Okay, so Polychromos Dark Indigo, we're going to put this in the deepest shadow areas around the seaweeds here. Yeah, so I was reading that. I must say that I really enjoy how J.D. Nora Roberts incorporates the series is set in the future, but she incorporates historical events that are basically our time period. Please excuse the whimper. Well, he's not really whimpering. He's rubbing his head on the couch because he's just had some food. That's what he does after he's eaten. He rubs his head all over the place. Yeah, dogs. Anyway, so she's incorporated like current events into the history of her world building. So I really like how she's done that, and it's really apparent in this book. So that was really clever. Yeah, so I enjoyed it, and yeah, now I will move on to the next one. Yeah, so that's what I was reading. I haven't really listened to my audiobook. I just didn't have time. So that was what I was reading. And I also finished watching Scott and Bailey. That was the TV show I was watching. Yeah, that show is over. There aren't any more episodes, which is sad because I really enjoyed it. And just let me go and see what Toby needs. I think he wants me to cover him with a blanket. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, so I finished watching that show. Okay, we're going back now to the light green. All right, and we're going to put this. Now here, we're going to make it darker on the inside because these little leaf things are casting shadow. So we're going to make it darker on the outside and lighter on the lighter on the outside and darker on the inside. Yeah. So, yeah. So I finished watching that, and I started watching another British crime show. I love British crime shows. There's so many really, really good ones. So I started watching, it's called The Chelsea Detective, and it has sort of a Midsummer Murders vibe. If anyone's ever seen Midsummer Murders, it's another excellent British crime show. That one has 23 seasons. I haven't seen the newest season. I will get to it. Parrot Green. So it's got sort of a Midsummer Murders vibe to it, but it's set in London. So it's still got a big city vibe, but also a small town vibe because it's in the section of London called Chelsea. Obviously, it's called The Chelsea Detective. But I just covered you. He just wants to squeal. He likes to squeal. He doesn't like it when I don't pay attention to him 24/7. Like when he's sleeping, it's fine that I'm not paying attention to him, but when he's awake, I must pay attention to him. Anyway, I digress. So I started watching that, and I'm already at the end of the first season. English TV shows, their seasons are pretty short, so there's between 4 to 6 episodes per season, so they go by pretty quickly. Anyway, this show it's got, I want to say 4 seasons already, and they've been renewed for a 5th season, so I'm glad for that because I really enjoyed it. And now I've sort of taken a break from that because all of the Bridgerton's episodes have dropped. So I'm now watching that, and I'm on episode 4 of season 4, which is Benedict and Sophie's book. And right now, I am really enjoying it. I didn't think I would because while I liked Benedict and Sophie's book, it wasn't my favorite in the series. I didn't really like Benedict's behavior in that book. He's not behaving in the show in the same way he did in the book. At least not yet. We will see. He's still got an opportunity to be the jerk that he is in the book. So we'll see. But so far so good. And I love the actress who is playing Sophie. She's wonderful. She's really lovely. So I'm enjoying that. I'm thinking of putting this color also in there so that we've got these nice deep shadows. Yeah, so I'm watching that now and I'm enjoying it. Another thing I really like about the season, and I must say it was also in the book. Wait, let me just, did I put in this color? I'm not sure. Let's put in the peacock green. I might not have. So one thing I really appreciate about this season, and it was also in the book, is the portrayal of the different social classes. Sorry about that. I had to go and sort out the dog again. I don't know. He's very squealy this morning. Anyway, so as I was saying, it focuses, up until now, most of the seasons have focused on characters from the upper classes and the things that they get up to. But in this one, they're also showing us the lives of the servants, the maids, the cooks, the footmen. And it's really interesting. And I like the fact that it's been included as well. It's got a very upstairs, downstairs, Downton Abbey sort of tone to it this season. So very interesting. Yes. And we're squealing again. I don't know. He's very squeaky today. Yeah, that's what happens when you have a dog who's 17. Yeah, so I'm watching that. I will go back to the Chelsea Detective once I'm finished with the Bridgertons this weekend. I'm going to binge watch. Okay, so we're just blending out those greens. Yeah, I like that. That looks nice. Okay, so for these leaves, I'm not even sure what they are called. Whatever they are, we're going to make them different shades of pinkish purple, I think. Okay, so we're going to start with lavender. Okay, and we're just going to put this color over everything. Yeah, so that's what I was watching. What else happened this week? Yeah, so we had to have the electrician over because we had a bit of a problem with the boiler. Yeah, our hot water comes from a boiler. So we woke up and there was no hot water. Believe you me, yes, getting into the shower and expecting hot water and not having hot water is not pleasant. That was no fun. Okay, now I'm going to take the violet. Okay, and we're just going to put this color around the sides of here. Anyway, so I went to have a shower and yeah, no hot water. So I called my usual electrician, and it's been a while since I've actually called him. And he told me that he's sort of semi-retired now, so he gave me the name of another electrician. And I called him, and he came, and he's really sweet. He was really nice, and he fixed he needed to replace the switch that switches it on and off, so like it's on a timer, so that I think it burnt out, so he needed to exchange it. And we were talking about, he was very talkative. He's a very talkative electrician. So he was telling us about his son who likes to read. And then he wanted, recommendations for books for his son. It turns out he bought Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief for his son to read. His son is 12, but his son didn't like it. He started reading it. He got like 50 pages in, and he said he doesn't like it. And it turns out that his son is more interested in children's books that are more historical fiction sort of things. Like he said, he read the Man in the Iron Mask and he liked it. So he wanted recommendations of books for his son. So we were thinking of what books we could suggest for him. So because he liked the Man in the Iron Mask, I was thinking that he might like The Count of Monte Cristo, same author, and Treasure Island. The electrician said his son likes pirates. So Treasure Island, and what else did we recommend? The Man in the Iron Mask. Well, he read that. So it was Treasure Island, Count of Monte Cristo, David Copperfield. What else did we suggest there? I can't remember. We had a whole list. And we told him that he could, most of these books are free of copyright. Okay, now I'm going to take the white and just blend that out. I need to sharpen my white. Hold on one second. Okay, so we're just taking the white and we're just going to blend out that violet. Yeah, so, we also recommended Around the World in 80 Days. Yeah, so we were telling him, because most of these books are over 100 years old, there's no more copyright, and there's a website called Project Gutenberg that has all of these old classics. I should have recommended Call of the Wild and White Fang as well. Never mind. Next time he comes. So all of these books are also available through Project Gutenberg for free. Yeah, so we were telling him all about that, and he was very grateful. So he's going to go home and help his son find more books to read. It turns out his daughter, who's 17 and a half, and is just finishing high school, might end up being my student. So yeah, I live in a small town. Everybody knows everybody. And there's a college, obviously, because that's where I teach. And she is going to study electrical engineering, so she is probably going to end up being my student. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just now deepening up shadows with the dark indigo. Yeah, so that was our interesting day with the electrician. What else happened this week? So Camp Carter, the lady with the puppies, I always have to give you an update on the puppies. So the puppies are doing well. They went to the vet for their first wellness check. They're so cute. She takes them in a wagon. So they're doing okay, healthy and growing. They're huge. And she also got another litter. This litter is without their mother, like the Game Changer pups. That's the old litter. They came with their mother. So she was fostering them and their mother together. But the new batch of can you say puppies come in batches? Well, anyway, the new batch of puppies, no mother. I'm not sure what happened to the mother. So they have to be bottle fed, and they're tiny. But yeah, they're thriving as well, so that's good. Okay, so there is that first anemone. Do I want to add anything to this? I'm thinking, do I want to add some of this mulberry? Make it a bit more pinky? Let's add some of this. just to add a little bit more color to it. You don't even have to add it to all of them, some of them. Oh yes, that's nice. Yeah, so that's the Game Changer pups and the new bottle babies who don't have names yet. She said she'll tell us the names soon. I think she has to work them out. People in her comments asked if she would name them after some of the Olympic medalists in the Olympics, some of the female Olympics, like Alyssa Liu, or I think her name's Michaela Schifrin and Amber Glenn. So let's see, she might. We'll see. I'm just putting some of this pink here to create a cohesive look. Not sure it's so visible, but we can add some of it. Oh, there's a dog barking. The Chihuahua. He's very vocal, that Chihuahua. Yeah, okay. Now let's move over and do the anemone on the other side. Right, here's the anemone on this side, and we're going in again with light green. And just putting a layer of this here. What was I talking about? The puppies? I don't remember. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, I'm also gonna, as I said, put this here. Yeah, Toby's really squealy today. Anyway, so yes, sticking with animals, there's Punch, the little Japanese macaque, is doing very well. For that update, we're moving on to Parrot Green. So Punch, the Japanese macaque, is doing well. He is assimilating in with the monkey troop. They're starting to accept him. There was a cute little thing. The keeper came to feed them, and whenever the keeper comes, he like jumps onto him. It's so cute. And like he hangs onto his leg. Don't leave me. But this time the keeper came and took his plushie, but he exchanged the old plushie, the orangutan plushie that he has, that he drags around with him. He exchanged the old one, which was looking a little sad and dirty and grubby, for a clean one. So Punch doesn't seem to care that it's a different one. He just, grabs onto it and walks off with the new one. And the keeper takes the old one, and from what I understand, he's got a whole collection of them that they exchange. When one gets a little bit too dirty, they exchange it for a clean one, and they wash them and then bring them back as, to exchange again. So, yeah, so he got a new, cleaner plushie, and it's so cute how he grooms it. He's learning to groom, like the other monkeys have started grooming him. That's how we know he's adapting nicely. Hold on, let me get my next color, which is the dark indigo. Okay, so yeah, so they're grooming him, they clean him and get rid of fleas. So that's what monkeys do with each other. They groom each other. So he grooms his plushie. He's learning. It's so adorable. Everyone on Threads is enraptured with this little macaque. Yeah, so he's going to be fine. Very pleased about that. Okay, so we put this here underneath. Yes. Okay. And we can put this around, deepen up shadows. Yeah. what else happened this week? So I saw that Chris from Cat and Paste put out a video about, a little bit about consumerism in the coloring community. It was interesting. I'm not sure I agree with everything that she said. I agreed with some things, other things not so much. I think, like any hobby or there's a certain amount of consumerism to the hobby and a certain amount of, fear of missing out, FOMO. But on the whole, they're much more expensive hobbies, like collecting vintage cars or fountain pens. I went down the fountain pen rabbit hole. I don't know, we were cleaning out some things and I found my father's fountain pen, which was a Parker Vector. I didn't know it was called a Parker Vector until I went down the fountain pen rabbit hole. Okay, hold on, let's get our next color, which is peacock green. Yeah, so I found myself researching fountain pens and getting a few. And by few, I mean 5. And by that time I thought, oh no, this is enough now. I've got 5 fountain pens. I like them. I use them, and that's it. But some people collect hundreds of fountain pens. And of course, along with the fountain pens comes the ink and the fancy inks and the fancy nibs and the gold-plated pens and yeah, that's a huge hobby. But again, it's your money, and if you want to spend it on fountain pens and you can afford it, why not? Same with coloring books and pencils and whatnot. Whatever brings you joy. That's my philosophy. If it brings you joy, go for it. Okay, now we're going to do these sea leaves. I'm calling them sea leaves. Okay. Back in with our lavender. And so my roommate and I, the assistant, we were talking about this, and we were talking about, hobbies that we had when we were younger, that we collected things. So my father collected stamps, and he sort of tried to get me and my brother into the stamp collecting as well, but it wasn't really for us. Violet. Yeah, we weren't into collecting. My brother was into collecting football player cards. He collected those. And he collected for a while. He collected matchbox cars. I think that's what they're called, matchbox cars. Yeah, but he grew out of that as well. He got into, in his teenage years, he had a teacher at school who was into D&D, and he taught them in the class, he taught them about D&D in the classroom. And so the kids started playing Dungeons and Dragons together, and they got into a group, and what's so interesting is that they still play to this day, but online together. They don't. A lot of them live in different countries. They don't all live in the same country anymore. My brother lives in Holland now, but he and his buddies from high school, they still play Dungeons and Dragons together online. So he got into that, and I collected we collected stationery. This was, I'm a Generation X, and we didn't have, tablets or smartphones. We actually had to find other ways to occupy ourselves. So I'm just blending this out with white. so we had to find other ways to occupy ourselves. So we collected stationery, and we used to have swap meets. And we actually used to go and play outside on the jungle gym. That was until someone fell off the jungle gym. Oh, wow, it's amazing to me what we did when we were younger. It's amazing we're still alive. Yeah, sorry about that. Needed a drink. So as I was saying, I'm amazed we're still alive, the things that we did. So we used to go and play on the jungle gym and slide down the slide head first. Anyway, at one point, someone fell off the jungle gym and it was deemed unsafe. And so they tore it down. Okay, now let's go back in with the mulberry. And just add some of this in some of these. Yeah, so that was, we did crazy things. What else did we... my brother, he was a lot more of a daredevil than me. So he went out riding his bicycle after my mother told him not to. And he fell off the bicycle and he needed, I think it was 16 stitches in his face. It's not funny, but I just, when you think back, it was traumatic. He was in hospital, and we bought him a joke book, and I would read to him from the joke book, and we still remember the jokes to this day. So he needed 16 stitches, and he can't grow a mustache because he has a scar above his upper lip. He always laments that fact. So I still remember that joke book and sitting in the hospital with him and reading to him. Okay. Oh, wait, I also wanted to add some of this into these. I'll be back to squealing again, Toby. He's quiet for like 5 minutes and then he starts to squeal again. Anyway, so as I said, I'm amazed we're alive. We did crazy, crazy things. Okay, now I think we are going to move on to... How much time do we have left? How long have we been at this? About 40 minutes, I think. Let's do one more thing. Let's do these sea fronds, these ones. Okay, let me think what I'm going to do with them. Okay, I've decided to make them blue, or a purplish blue. So we're going to use lavender, we're going to use cobalt blue hue, we're going to use indigo blue, and we're going to use mulberry, and we're also going to use our Faber-Castell Polychromos Dark Indigo for deepest shadows. Okay, so we're going to start by putting a layer of the lavender down on them. It will create a cohesive look with the other elements that we have on the page. Okay. So let's just put a light layer of the lavender over all of these. Okay. Okay, so be careful of this section here, because that is actually those other kinds of sea life. I think it's seagrass. That. So let's just. Okay, and now we're going to go in with the cobalt blue hue, and we're just going to put this on the inside over there, okay, around this vein that we've got in the middle. Okay. Okay, here we gotta be a bit careful because this one's really narrow. Yeah. What else happened? That was it. It was a quiet week, but a busy week because of work. But yeah, Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else that happened. Yeah, so another account that I like on Threads is called, I'm not sure I can say this on YouTube because it's a British swear word, but it's called the Parking Wanker, which I think is so funny. So this guy, this account, we're going in now with the dark indigo. This account, he posts, I think he goes around in his daily life, he just sees these things. He sees people who have parked badly. Okay, and I'm assuming that this is England because of the name of the Threads channel. So he sticks these stickers onto the car's windscreen that says "Parking Wanker," and he films what happens when the driver comes back. And all of these people have parked badly, like they've. Toby agrees with me. They've really parked badly. So they've either parked in a disabled spot and don't have a disabled sticker on their car, or they have not parked in the lines. Oh, it drives me crazy when people do that. Or they have parked, like, for example, at the supermarket, they've parked in the place that is reserved for the shopping carts. Or things like that. Or, they've just been really, really selfish drivers. I'm just blending this out with the lavender. And really parked badly or in contravention to the laws or whatever. So he sticks these stickers on their car, and then he films to see what happens when they come and they see the stickers. And from what I understand, based on the people's reaction, these stickers are really, really glued on. Like, it's virtually impossible to get them off. You would need to go to like a windscreen, garage or something like that to have them removed, because they stick on really, really strongly. And it's so funny to see these people and their reactions. I would hate to know what would happen if one of them caught this guy, though. Wouldn't be pretty. So, I hope he's careful. But that's really funny. And he doesn't only do that, he also films, or he collects videos of bad driving. So, for example, there was a video where someone was trying to back into a parking, and they were just it took them, the parking space was not small. Now, I'm really good at parking in reverse, like backing into a park. But for example, if I have to parallel park, I'm not as good at parallel parking. I'm really bad at it. And if I can avoid parallel parking, I will. I think, so if I can like slide smoothly into the space parallel parking, then that's fine. But if I see that I'm going to have to struggle to get into the parking, I will drive off and find a different parking space. Anyway, I digress. So this person in the film was trying to reverse park. Okay, and the parking spot was huge. There shouldn't have really been a problem getting into but they were struggling. And not only that, but once they actually finally, it took them a long time to get into this parking spot. Once they finally managed to get into it was clear that they had parked very close to the car next to them. And there was a huge space. I mean, they could have backed out again, like not backed out, gone, forward a bit, and then reverse, manipulated the car a bit to be better in the parking spot. And because when they tried to get out of the car, they had to like squeeze themselves through the door. So as not, I hate to think what they did to the car next to them. I am 100% sure they put a dent in the car next to them. Yeah, so that was, so things like that. Or someone who is on the the highway, the express. I'm not sure, different countries call them different things, but the highway, and they go onto the some highways have these areas where you're not supposed to drive on them. Yes, the no driving area, and they go on these things, and then they end up driving the wrong way on the highway. Oh my, that's so dangerous, so dangerous. They do these really crazy things. So this channel also shows these kinds of videos. On the one hand, they're funny, but on the other hand, they're also very dangerous. Really. Like today, I was it today? Wasn't today, it was yesterday. What were we doing? We were going somewhere, and we were stopped at the red light, and the light was red. I'm 100% sure it was red, and the car next to me just starts to go, and then it turns green. But I was like, as he was going forward, I was thinking to myself, it's red, right? It hasn't yet turned green, and it definitely had not yet turned green. He just went. Also very dangerous. Yeah, so I like these. These have come out nice. So basically, we've made them a purplish blue. Do we have any more of these on this page? I think there are oh, there's this one. There's this one. I've missed that one. Let's do that one. Yeah. Oh, people drive so badly. So it's the lavender again. Okay, then it is the cobalt blue for shadow areas at the bottom and down the side. Okay, then it is indigo blue. Indigo blue, yes, again, shadow area at the top, down the side, because I don't know if I was explaining this, what I did here. Then it's indigo. Then it is the mulberry. And then blend it out with white. And then you go back in with the indigo, the polychromos indigo. And with the mulberry. Just to put some of that color back. Yeah, I like that. I think that's nice. Okay, I think we're going to stop here. Let me zoom out so you can see what it looks like. Yeah, we are making nice, solid progress. I think next time we're going to do the seagrass. So we're going to do this and this and this. I'm thinking of since we're starting to move towards the light, okay, our light source is here at the top. I'm thinking of making these more pinky yellowy colors. So if we look at our inspiration images, one second. If we look at our inspiration images, yes, these are the colors we have. So we have this pinky peachy color. All right, so I'm thinking of taking these colors and putting them in the seagrass. Okay, so that's what we are going to do next time. Yeah, we've done a lot of green and purple, and now we need to get back to the pinks and the oranges. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. Thanks very much for joining me, and I hope you'll join me again next time. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.